What's good, everybody? Hey, let me know if you guys can hear me, because I've got my headphones on and I can't tell if you guys can hear me or not. Can you guys hear me okay? We good? All right. Okay, so this is my first time doing a live reading. No, I've done like a teaser before, but this is like official because I haven't put out any Naro bedtime stories in a minute. Hey, Ion, thank you for coming. I haven't put a video out for a reading in a minute, so does it really? Dragon bottom. Is that good tea? Dragon bottom? I wish Audible was sponsoring me. I'm not that good yet. I haven't reached that level. Dragon bottom. Yeah. Oh, okay, good. So I thought today I would come on and do a live reading. So I have two different excerpts that I'm going to read. I have two different excerpts I'm going to read from today. So you're going to get two different stories. This is not going to be a long stream. I don't expect this to be more than maybe 30 to 45 minutes. I am going to do a brief intermission in between both the readings in case anybody wants to chat a little bit about the first reading that I did. And then I'm going to do the second one. So just to kind of give you an idea of what I'm going to be reading. So the first reading I'm going to do is going to be actually from the Bible. I'm going to be reading out of the book, The Song of Solomon. And if you're not familiar with the Bible or the Song of Solomon is basically are love letters between Solomon, who was the son of David, and between him and one of his wives. And it's actually kind of like a very beautiful kind of like love story, and it's very romantic. And so I thought I would read a couple of chapters from that, and then in keeping with the theme of Game of Thrones, I am going to also read an excerpt from the Game of Thrones book, from A Storm of Swords, and we're going to title that one Come Into My Cave. That should give you a hint about what I'm going to read. Oh, go ahead and cook your dinner, David. Just leave it on. So, hey, cheekiest. Well, I hope I come through with the bedtime story for you guys. Also, if you have any requests for anything, please leave them down in the comment section of this video. If there's anything that you want me to read, and I will try to get to it in a timely manner. So far right now, I've been doing a lot of requests from T-Baby and from Timo. I do have one upcoming for Spots. Hey, Plexi. Uh, you don't have to tell me. I purposely have not watched the news all day today. I just refused to watch the news today. I was just so I feel like I'm like over it. I just needed a break today. My brain needed a day. My a day. My soul needed a day. I I'm getting to hang out with all of you tonight, so my night is starting off really good. After I'm done here, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to probably pop a naproxen and a couple of Tylenols, drink some tea, and put on some very relaxing music, and I'm gonna go close my eyes. That's exactly what I'm gonna be doing tonight. After I properly read all of you a bedtime story and hopefully get your night started right. Yeah? So, without further ado, I am going to switch off my camera and then I'm going to read for you. And then after my first reading, we're going to take a brief intermission. And then after that, we'll go into our second reading for the night. And then after that second reading, we'll be done. And then if I tomorrow I'll be doing my part 3 of the Baratheon brother discussion. We're going to be talking about Renly, so hopefully you guys will be able to make it for that. It'll be tomorrow at 3 p.m. and I'll have my peeps with me, AK, Alicia Kingston, AU, and T Baby. They're going to be joining me for the Renly discussion tomorrow, so hopefully you guys can make it out for that tomorrow at 3 p.m. I would love to say that we'll probably be on only for a couple hours, but you know how these things go when we get on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get started before it gets too late with the first reading. Let me get myself set up here. All right. So are you ready, my babies, for your first bedtime story? Let me know if you're ready. So my first reading is going to be from the Book of Solomon, which is in the Bible, and it is the first chapter is a reading from his bride, a letter between the bride and the groom. Let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for your love is better than wine. Your anointing oils are fragrant. Your name is oil poured out. Therefore virgins love you. Draw me after you. Let us run. The king has brought me into his chambers. We will exult and rejoice in you. We will extol your love more than wine. Rightly do they love you. I am very dark but lovely. O daughters of Jerusalem, like the tents of Kedar, like the curtains of Solomon. Do not gaze at me because I am dark, because the sun has looked upon me. My mother's sons were angry with me. They made me keeper of the vineyards, but my own vineyard I have not kept. Tell me, you whom my soul loves, where you pasture your flock, where you make it lie down at noon. For why should I be like one who veils herself besides the flocks of your companion? If you do not know, O most beautiful among women, follow in the tracks of the flock and pasture your young goats beside the shepherd's tent. I compare you, my love, to a mare among Pharaoh's chariots. Your cheeks are lovely with ornaments, your neck with strings of jewels. We will make for you ornaments of gold studded with silver. While the king was on his couch, my nard gave forth his fragrance. My beloved, is it to me a sachet of myrrh that lies between my breasts? My beloved, is it to me a cluster of henna blossoms in the vineyards of Engedi? Behold, you are beautiful, my love. Behold, you are beautiful. Your eyes are doves. Behold, you are beautiful, my beloved. Truly delightful. Our couch is green. The beams of our house are cedar. Our rafters are pine. I am a rose of Sharon, a lily of the valleys. As a lily among brambles, so is my love among the young women. As an apple tree among the trees of the forest, so is my beloved among the young men. With great delight I sat in his shadow, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. He brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Sustain me with raisins, refresh me with apples, for I am sick with love. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles or the does of the field, that you not stir up or awaken love until it pleases. The voice of my beloved, behold, he comes, leaping over the mountains, bounding over the hills. My beloved is like a gazelle or a young stag. Behold, there he stands behind our walls, gazing through the windows. Looking through the lattice, my beloved speaks and says to me, arise, my love, my beautiful one, and come away. For behold, the winter is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove is in our lands. The fig tree ripens its figs, and the vines are in blossom. They give forth fragrance. Arise, my love, my beautiful one, and come away. O my dove, in the clefts of the rocks, in the crannies of the cliff, let me see your face, let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet, and your face is lovely. Catch the foxes for us, the little foxes that spoil the vineyards, for our vineyards are in blossom. My beloved is mine, and I am his. He grazes among the lilies until the day breathes and the shadows flee. My beloved, be like a gazelle or a young stag on a cleft mountains. On my bed by night, I sought him with my soul. Loves I sought him, but found him not. I will arise now and go about the city in the streets. In the squares I will seek him whom my soul loves. I sought him, but found him not. The watchmen found me as they went about in the city. Have you seen him? whom my soul loves. Scarcely had I passed them when I found him whom my soul loves. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house and into the chamber of her who conceived me. I adjure you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the gazelles or the does of the field, that you not stir up or awaken love until it pleases. What is that coming from the wilderness, like columns of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense, with all the fragrant powders of a merchant? Behold, it is the litter of Solomon. Around it are 60 mighty men, some of the mighty men of Israel, all of whom wearing swords, and experts in war, each with his sword at his thigh, against terror by night. King Solomon made himself a carriage with the wood from Lebanon. He made its posts silver, its back of gold, its seat of purple. Its interior was inlaid with love by the daughters of Jerusalem. Go out, O daughters of Zion, and look upon King Solomon, with the crown with which his mother crowned him on the day of his wedding, on the day of the gladness of his heart. Behold, you are beautiful, my love. Behold, you are beautiful. Your eyes are doves beyond your veil. Your hair is like a flock of goats leaping down the slopes of Gilead. Your teeth are like a flock of shorn ewes that have come up from the washing, all of which bear twins, and not one among them has lost its young. Your lips are like a scarlet thread. Your mouth is lovely. Your cheeks are like halves of pomegranate behind your veil. Your neck is like the Tower of David built in rows of stone. On it hang 1,000 shields, of all them shields of warriors. Your two breasts are like fawns, twins of a gazelle that graze among the lilies. Until the day breeze and the shadow flee, I will go away to the mountain of myrrh and the hill of frankincense. You are altogether beautiful, my love. There is no flaw in you. Come with me from Lebanon, my bride. Come with me from Lebanon. Depart from the peak of Amana, from the peak of Senir and Ermin, from the dens of lions, from the mountains of leopards. You have captivated my heart, my sister, my bride. You have captivated my heart with one glance of your eyes, with one jewel of your necklace. How beautiful is your love, my sister, my bride. How much better is your love than wine, and the fragrance of your oils than any spice. Your lips drip nectar, my bride. Honey and milk are under your tongue. The fragrance of your garments is like the fragrance of Lebanon. A garden locked is my sister, my bride, as a spring locked, a fountain sealed. Your shoots are an orchard of pomegranates, with all choicest fruits, henna with nard and saffron, calamus and cinnamon, with all trees of frankincense, myrrhs and aloes, with all choice spices, a garden, a fountain, a well of living water, and flowing streams from Lebanon. Awake, O north wind, and come, O south wind, blow upon my garden, let its spices flow. Let my beloved come to his garden and eat its choicest fruits. Okay, so that is the end of our first reading. Again, like I stated before, this was basically Solomon and his bride kind of like expressing their love for each other. And it's really quite poetic and it's really beautifully done. And I hope you kind of enjoyed it. I know it's not, I know it's written in kind of a lot of metaphors, but this was just before they got married. And I believe this was his, the bride that he was getting married to was, and she was Ethiopian. One of his brides was Ethiopian, so. Yeah, I mean, there were metaphors, but you can kind of read between the lines of what they were talking about. Hmm. So I'm going to get my second reading up here. Now, this was a request from both Timo and T Baby. So, and I should have had this done a while ago, but you know, hey, life happened. So let me say hi to those that have come in while I've been reading. Hey, Christina, Plexi, AU, thank you for coming. I mean, you know what I mean. Phrasing, um, totally off topic. I don't know if you guys know about the show Archer, but I binged watch Archer, and can I tell you, I love that show so much. It's it's like it's like tops for me. Okay, so I'm gonna try something different with this next reading. Disclaimer: I don't profess to know what the accents are for the North, and I don't profess to know any accents by any means, but I wanted to try something different. I haven't seen the ending of Black Sails yet, so don't spoil it. Don't spoil it for me. I'm on episode like 4 of the last season, so I haven't seen it yet. So don't spoil it. Yeah, yeah. Hey, AK, thank you for coming in. I'm glad you're just in time for reading number 2. Yeah, I haven't seen. Oh, we should totally do a Black Sales chat. Is everybody down with that? If you are, just let me know and I will totally like do a total like Black Sales rewind and chat. I'm totally down for that. I would totally do it. It is yeah, Timo was talking about it so much that I had to check it out. And luckily for me, it was on Hulu. So I had to check it out. And then, but of course, Hulu only had like the first 3 seasons. And so I had to catch the other season on my Amazon Prime Video, because they show like up to date stuff on there. I don't think I don't think Stars has a relationship with Hulu where they show the episodes like the day after, like they do with some of the other networks. Like they'll show when a episode airs on TV. Usually Hulu will show it like the day after or 2 days after. I don't think they have that relationship with Stars has that relationship with Hulu, but they do have it with Amazon Prime. So that's where I'm up to episode 4. I think this is their final season. Season 4 is like their final season. So I don't think they're coming. Well, the story's pretty much over. because it's based off of Treasure Island, so, well, loosely based off of Treasure Island. So I think it's I think it's I think this is the last season. So just let me know if you're ready to go into the second reading. I don't know, give me a thumbs up or like, I'm ready, we're ready, let's rock, something, so that I know to. You might need him for this next reading, because so just to reiterate, this next one is, I'm titling this one, Come Into My Cave. I am going to do a little bit something different with this reading. So if everybody's ready, I'm going to go ahead and start. And no judgment on the accent that I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I want to try something different. Sorry, I'm pulling it up here. Okay, so this next segment is going to be Come Into My Cave. Are we ready? What are you doing? Showing you how old I am. She unlaced her doeskin shirt, tossed it aside, pulled her 3 woolen undershirts up over her head all at once. I want you to see me. We shouldn't. We should. Her breast bounced as she stood on one leg to pull one boot, then hopped onto her other foot to attend to the other. Her nipples were wide pink circles. You as well, Egret said as she yanked down her sheepskin breeches. If you want to have a look, you have to show. You know nothing, Jon Snow. I know I want you, he heard himself say. All his vows and all his honor forgotten. She stood before him, naked as her name day, and he was as hard as the rock around them. He had been in her 100 times by now, but always beneath the furs, with others all around them. He had never seen how beautiful she was. Her legs were skinny, but well muscled. The hair at the juncture of her thighs are brighter red than the ones on top of her head. Does that make it even luckier? He pulled her close. I love the smell of you, he said. I love your red hair. I love your mouth. I love the way you kiss me. I love your smile. I love your teats. He kissed them, one and then the other. I love your skinny legs and what's between them. He knelt to kiss her there, lightly on her mound at first, but Ygritte moved her legs apart a little, and he saw the pink inside and kissed that as well and tasted her. She gave a little gasp. If you love me all so much, why are you still dressed? She whispered. You know nothing, Jon Snow. Nah. Oh. Oh. Afterward, she was almost shy, or as shy as Ygritte ever got. That thing you did, she said, when they lay together on their piled clothes. With your mouth. She hesitated. Is it what lords do to their ladies down in the south? I don't think so. No one had ever told Jon just what lords did with their ladies. I only wanted to kiss you there. That's all. You seem to like it. I liked it some. No one touched you such? There's been no one, he confessed. Only you. A maid? She teased. You're a maid? He gave her closest nipple a playful pinch. I was a man of the Night's Watch. Was, he heard himself say. What was he now? He did not want to look at that. Were you a maid? Ygritte pushed herself onto an elbow. I am 19 and a spear wife and kissed by fire. How could I be a maiden? Who was he? A boy at a feast, 5 years past. He'd come trading with his brothers, and he had hair like mine, kissed by fire. So I thought he would be lucky, but he was weak. He came back to try and steal me. Longspear broke his arm and ran off, and he never tried again, not once. It wasn't Longspear then? Jon was relieved. He liked Longspear, with his homely face and friendly ways. She punched him. That's vile. Would you bed your sister? Longspear's not your brother. He's of my village. You know nothing, Jon Snow. A true man steals a woman from afar, to strengthen the clan. Women who bed brothers or fathers or clankin offend the gods, and not cursed with weak and sickly children, even monsters. Craster wed his daughters, Jon pointed out. She punched him again. Craster's more your kind than ours. I feared you'd come for that once. Fly back to the wall. You never knew what to do after you stole me. Jon sat up. Ygritte, I never stole you. You did. You jumped down the mountain and killed Orell, and before I could get my axe, you had your knife at my throat. I thought you would have had me then, or kill me, or maybe both, but you never did. And when I told you the tale of Obael, the bard, and how he plucked those roses of Winterfell, I thought you'd know how to pluck me then for certain, but you didn't. You know nothing, Jon Snow. She gave him a shy smile. You might be learning some, though. Well, that's it, my babies. I hope you enjoyed this live reading. sorry it took me so long to get a bedtime story out. So, as always, I'm really glad that I got the chance to spend some time with you. I hope that you enjoyed spending some time with me. And I hope that your night is great and that you sleep well. And as they say, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.